Ghana is currently trending in Korea because of this.
Today, we meet a figure at the heart of that shift, Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of Korea and the first Korean-born person to hold the post, Ambassador Ko Jo-choi. His unique journey reflects how the Korean wave has moved beyond cultural exchange toward deeper trust and connection.
Whether you are a foreigner or not, you can never be sad in Ghana unless you are a bad person.
See my daughter. Hello. Hi. 안녕. 에티생. You don't speak Korean. She doesn't speak English. You start speaking Chi. Hey. You are my daughter. Hey. She. Wow, look. She.
You can see how happy the ambassador of Ghana to Korea is happy to see his daughter growing and learning three languages. This is amazing. It's really, really amazing, guys. That's to tell you how foreigners appreciate the kindness and acceptance they get in Ghana. Well, guys, we still have more videos I want us to check, okay? But before we watch, I would love to appreciate my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always clicking in. And if you're new here, my name is Delphina. I'm super excited to have you here. Please don't make it your last by subscribing to the channel. Like this video and share the video. Also do all to press the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop another one. Let's get right into it. And acceptance they get in Ghana, guys. We still have more videos of foreigners appreciating the Ghanaians and their culture in their various cities. Let's get right into it. But before we watch, I would love to appreciate my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for always clicking in. And if you're new here, my name is Delphina. I'm super excited to have you here. Please don't make it your last by subscribing to the channel, like this video and share the video. Also do all to press the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop another one. Let's get right into it, and please at the end of it, kindly drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's watch.
As Korean culture continues to reach audiences worldwide, it has become a powerful language of diplomacy, fostering mutual understanding. Today, we meet a figure at the heart of that shift, Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of Korea and the first Korean-born person to hold the post, Ambassador Ko Jo-choi. His unique journey reflects how the Korean wave has moved beyond cultural exchange toward deeper trust and connection. Let's hear how Korean culture is viewed from Ghana and explore the future of cultural diplomacy together. Ambassador Ko Jo-choi, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Hello,
Welcome.
Ambassador.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Ambassador Choi, you returned to Korea and you are now the ambassador of Ghana to Korea. So that alone is fascinating. So you describe yourself as Ghanaian Korean. Tell us a little bit more about what that identity means to you.
When I'm asked questions to describe myself in the best manner, I tell them I was born in Korea, but I was brought up in Ghana. But it actually has more meaning to that. We normally see when something is made, someone say it is made in somewhere but designed somewhere else. I was born there, so I was born here. So the principles and the foundation comes from Korea. But I was actually built and designed and molded in Ghana. So more of values and those aspects of software is more of Ghana.
Very interesting how you put that. And Ambassador Choi, so since late last year, you've been serving as Ghana's top envoy to Korea. So when you first took on this role, what emotions or thoughts came to mind?
This job requires me to be more of institutional than personal. So I looked more into the perspective of the nation Ghana. Personally, just to mention a bit, it was a call of duty, responsibility. But beyond that, I looked at the nation Ghana, how far the nation, my nation, has come in embracing the international and globalization. You know, the acceptance to the diversity and inclusion. So I was very proud that this has come from Ghana.
Excellent. And how exactly did you come to become appointed as the Ghana ambassador?
I guess my introduction speaks for itself in a manner. Somebody who has learned the culture, has lived the culture, who understands both cultures, of course both languages, being able to have such personality as one's citizen becomes a very instrumental tool for that very country and fostering that diplomacy in very different fronts. So me becoming one, I believe, was a great and brilliant decision made by our president and the nation, our Ghanaian people actually are saying to that was a brilliant decision that the president has made.
Excellent. And as Ghana's ambassador to Korea, what do you think is the most important mission for you to give out as a message?
For every ambassador, the mission is very clear. There's no personal opinion of mine. Every entire opinion is of my nation, Ghana, and that of the president. And the reason why president sent me here is clear. We want the best relationship between the two countries, Ghana and Korea. And looking at it closely, Ghana and Korea is positioned very, very well. Ghana has what Korea doesn't, and Korea doesn't have what Ghana has. So when you have two entities that are complementarily positioned, I believe that gives you the best partnership. That is where I see Ghana and Korea is. And as your question is, my job is to establish that best cooperation and friendship between Ghana and Korea.
So could you maybe elaborate on what Ghana does not have, what Korea has, and what Korea does not have, what Ghana has? Would there be maybe some examples you could name?
Looking at how Korea developed from nowhere after the war, Korea has vast experience of industrialization, technology, plenty of patents that Korea has, which hasn't even yet been introduced commercially. Yet Korea doesn't have the resources. So Korea is always looking at the best places where they could source the best raw materials. Ghana, on the other side, we also don't want to basically export the raw materials in a form. We're looking at ways of adding values, being able to have that processed into more meaningful products. From the discussion that I've said, Ghana has a lot of resources. Ghana is rated as the #1 producer of gold in Africa. It has so many resources. You can look at from A to Z of resources Ghana has. So looking at that partnership of one's needs, mutually beneficial position is very much agreeably found if we look into it.
I guess there's room for even more exchange from here on. And now let's dive a little deeper into culture, because that's what we talk about on our show most of the time. So do you feel that the Korean wave has gone beyond cultural consumption to actually have a positive impact on the economic and diplomatic ties between Korea and Ghana?
Most certainly. I believe that culture is only acquired when you live it. But K-culture has become so strong in a manner that through the music and drama and food, Korea culture has proven that it actually has more power than just someone who has to live to learn it. So in Ghana, the K-drama is very popular. If you now turn on any television channels in Ghana, you get to see all the trendy Korean dramas.
Wow.
And of course, the food that we get to see on television, the home appliances we get to see on televisions, and it become part of our lives. And of course, when you walk around and they look at me without knowing that unless I'm a Ghanaian, but believing that I'm 100% Korean by citizenship, everybody becomes so nice and kind because they want to actually now experience the Korean culture. I hope you'll ask me about Ghanaian culture too.
Oh, yes, we are. Actually, Walter is going to.
I'm going to. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Actually, basically the opposite question. Now, among Ghana's traditional culture, or creative content as well, what kind of elements do you think might resonate with the Korean audience?
Surprisingly, Ghana shares so much common in cultural aspects. And it's because, just like Korea, Ghana has kings and is quite a tribal society, but we actually boast the presence of the most prominent kingdom in Africa, that is in Ghana, called Ashanti Kingdom. And when there is a king, there is culture. there's beautiful dance, there's beautiful food, and also fashion. So we have so much such quality, cultural aspects that we want to showcase to you. But one aspect that I want to share today is that of the paintings and arts and sculptures. Ghana boasts authentic, talents of artists. So I founded an art foundation in Ghana. It's called Art Africa Foundation. So we look at the best talents, those who actually paint and sculpt, and the quality that actually I come across are world-class materials. So I'm hoping to bring such talent to Korea, so that you get to see what I mean.
That would be wonderful. And now, Ambassador Choi, to young Ghanaians who are discovering Korea through Hallyu or the Korean wave, and also to Koreans to whom Ghana might be still unfamiliar, would there be a message for those young people?
So we are talking about the young people of Koreans and young people of Ghanaians. The best is for you to experience what you have seen. So as an ambassador, I will do my best to promote the mutual visits, bilateral visits, so more Korean youths can visit Ghana, and vice versa, more Ghanaian youth should visit Korea, where they get to this time touch and feel and experience what they have seen, so that the friendship may even become stronger.
Right, Ambassador. And just to get a little bit in your personal life, you are a father of 6, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is, wow. And as the head of a large family, how has your family shaped and supported your life and work in diplomacy?
Well, as family, you mentioned, the responsibility that I have as the father of 6, that is a big responsibility for me to be good and do good, and show them the exemplary life as a father. So of course it has shaped me as a family side of it. And you ask on the diplomacy side of it, even my children don't even listen to me. So it's a learning process of how to communicate with them, understanding what the needs are, what the wants are, being able to also come to the terms, negotiate. So yes, as you mentioned, it has helped me a lot and shaped me to become a better person in many fronts.
Do you teach them both Ghana and Korean culture? Is that very important to you?
Oh, very, very good question. Thank you. Yes, I do. I make them write both languages. Of course, they live both cultures. I just had my lunch with my family just about 1 hour ago. We have a child who is 1 year and 8 months old.
Wow.
So as we're greeting in English, hello, hi, in Korean, 안녕, she can't really speak. So whenever I say 안녕, she just does this. But when my son spoke to her in Twi, which is most spoken Ghanaian language, and my son said, 에티생, surprisingly, she said, eye, which is a perfect response. So clearly you can see we are in Korea. She's learning Twi. She started speaking Twi before Korean or English. But yes, I actually put efforts that I learn both cultures, because that is where I believe they have the competitive advantage as they grow older.
Right.
That's wonderful, Ambassador Choi. And now, before we let you go, finally, Arirang TV celebrates its 30th anniversary this year. So would you have maybe some words of encouragement for the network, and especially because Arirang TV is also doing a big role in spreading Korean culture to the world?
I've watched Arirang for many years. The name Arirang itself speaks a lot. So again, it's a culture. I understand the culture. Arirang embraces entire history, the works of the nation Korea, the pains, the successes, and everything that you have is actually all danced into the word Arirang. And just the way the word has that weight, your station is doing amazing. A lot of people are watching, listening, and of course the Hallyu is more also promoted through your station. So I'd like to say congratulations for your last 30 years. And I believe that future tomorrow is going to be even more greater. So I say, well done. We say, Ayiko, and all the best to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador Tori, for that meaningful message and, of course, for being here with us today on the program. And may Ghana-Korea-Ghana relations continue to grow further. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here in a couple of days.
Yes, I'll see you on Friday.
Yeah.
You cry and sim.
Equine sim.
Pole, 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 pole.
Pole, 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 pole.
Pole, 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 pole.
Pole, 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 pole.
Fast Ghana cities.
Fast Ghana cities.
Monye.
Money.
Na.
Na.
A year, we are.
Evia, any we are.
Mutia can come your form.
E put your point, what before?
Mobajeti adase.
Mo penti et atse.
Mon play and yade.
Mo pren e atie.
Eh.
We are frozen. Meeting Kwame. Coffee pepper, Kumasi. Bankrono. Okay. Hey. I don't know you. Ghana card way. Okay. Come here, Ghana card. Ochina.